and we're live. My name is LauraJHall, and you are on the Come Cook With Me show. So, welcome to the show. If this is your first time viewing, we just want to welcome you to this community. And if you're a follower and looking forward to me being on time, I was having some difficulty with this Mevo, so I so apologize. I meant to be on a half an hour earlier. So, thank you for your patience. I so appreciate it. Today, we are making an incredible side dish, some uber yummy carrots. They're going to be sweet, they're going to be spicy, they are going to have just a little bit of just like savoriness, just so wonderful. So hang with me, it's a really quick recipe. So before we get started, one of the things that we'd love to do in our community is say hello, who we are, where we're from. It's just one way that we just really make a great community spirit here. So if you do that, that'd be great. And many of you, if you're new to the show, you're wondering, okay, well, where is this recipe? So don't fret. As soon as we're done taping with this show, I actually put the recipe in the top of the post, so you'll have the recipe to be able to have forever. So it's a really fun, real quick recipe. You're not going to get to see all of the things, but I'll take pictures after we finish doing the steaming part of the carrots, because the last part of making these carrots, this is simply the bomb.com. It's just so wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And I know many of you who follow me said, okay, well, where was the Come Shop With Me? Well, interestingly enough, I had this recipe, I created this recipe on Wednesday, and I didn't have a chance to get to the store yesterday to do the Come Shop With Me. But normally, tune in all of the time, we'll have the ingredients. You'll just have to look at the ingredients list now when you actually see the recipe. So now, also, just a reminder, next week we are coming to you live on Thursday. This is going to be our new cooking time. Our new cooking show is going to, it's not new, it's our cooking show is just moving our date from Friday, and we're moving it to Thursdays. It just fits better with all of the things that we have going on here in Daphne, so, and Fairhope. We have a lot of activities going on. So I appreciate everyone, and it might actually work for many of you, because Fridays, people like to get home and they love to do things. So anyway, hopefully you'll all switch your dates and put it in the camera, or put it in your calendar, so that you'll be able to be watching us. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with sauteing our InstantPot. So I'm going to turn them on. We have an InstantPot, and we actually have pressure cooker, and we have a meal feed pot. And they both are wonderful, and one of them will do more of a vegetarian side. And yes, I know carrots are vegetables, but when we actually cook, when we do traditional, we actually cook with some bone broth. So that's going to really be the different part of how this recipe has actually come together. And one other ingredient, but let me go ahead and show you. We have a slow cooker version too. Yes, so this recipe is I try to make all my recipes universal. So I'll share with you the slow cooker, what it looks like. It smells heavenly in here. And I love carrots, and these carrots, it's just a great side for any meal, especially if you're making some Asian fish, which we made last week on my birthday. So it was great. So I'm going to go ahead and hit saute and get these started on saute. So they heat up, nice. Ooh, one more. There we go. Oh, went too fast. There we go. Saute, and hit this one on saute. Beautiful. Okay, so let me show you what's going on in the slow cooker. It is completely done. We have one final touch that we're going to do, but I just want to show you how beautiful these carrots look. And in the slow cooker, we didn't use a steamer basket, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit why when we get moving here with the pressure cookers. But that's the carrots right there. And we're going to kind of sift through that. I'll show you the plated version. We always take pictures of everything, not to front, so you'll see all the pictures in the comments as well. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and start off with, I'll share with you, I always love to, in my cooking, anything that you'll see that I'll cook is I'll do some roasted garlic. I love roasted garlic, and we did this with avocado oil, okay? And so what I did is I had extra avocado oil, and I'll show a picture of it in the comment section. And I used the reserve oil for the bottom of our pot. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. There's about 4 tablespoons in here. Oh, that did not start. Let me hit saute start. There we go. It wasn't starting to heat up. Okay. So while that's heating, what we're going to do is we're going to be putting in we have 1 shallot, we have about 7 cloves that have been chopped up, and we have some thyme in here, and some ginger, some fresh grated ginger. And if you cannot find fresh ginger, this is what fresh ginger will look like. You just peel back the outer bark, and then go ahead and get a little grater, and you can grate it. That's how we did this particular ginger. But if you can't find that, I actually found some minced ginger made from fresh ginger, and there's no added additional ingredients in it. So there are places that if you can't find fresh, obviously fresh is going to be better. So with the thyme, we have 2 sprigs of thyme, but I wanted to show you how to take a piece of thyme and to get these little teeny leaves off really easily. If you have never used this trick with herbs, all you have to do is hold the reverse of where the leaves are coming up, and all you need to do is strip the leaves all the way down the bark or down the stem, and you clean the thyme off. So easy, so simple. I love that trick, so I wanted to share that trick with you. So we're going to go ahead and add these in, add all of it in so it can start to just saute a little bit, and we're going to add some spices in as well. Get some milky pot. The milky is a really hot saute, more than the InstantPot is, so I just want you to be aware of that. You want to get your liquid in really pretty quickly here. So we're going to add some coconut aminos, and the amounts are actually written in the recipe. I love these coconut aminos. I'll show it to you in just a minute. I love this one because it's 100% organic, it's gluten-free, no GMOs, no MSG, and it's also vegan. So I love that. We're going to add some fish sauce, and this one is a non-GMO. Again, we love non-GMO, organic as best we can. Fish sauce. And then we're going to add in some Japanese 7 spice. Need to stir that around a little bit. Oh, it smells so darn good. We have some oregano that we're adding. And yes, if we had some fresh oregano, we would have used fresh, but we didn't have any fresh. And we have some cumin. I just love cumin. It's probably in everything that I cook, literally. Stir that around. That is looking great. Okay. And those shallots are pretty well cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Hit cancel. And hit cancel. All right, and then we're going to add in some cayenne pepper. Now, this is an optional spice, but I really like to have a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick to this particular recipe, because the carrots are normally so sweet, and we're going to add some sweetness at the end as well of the whole cooking process. Okay, so we want to go ahead and add in a cup of liquid. I'll talk about these spices in just a minute. I don't want these to get overheated. Looks good though. Okay, perfect. Okay, so for the vegetarian, we're using a vegetable broth. Ooh, I had that top off. I just went a little bit everywhere. So, let's put that in. And we're going to use 1 cup of vegetable broth in the vegetarian pressure cooker. I like Pacific vegetable broth. It's one of my favorites because they have no MSG, low sodium. It's just a really wonderful brand. I'll show it to you. It's organic, it's low sodium. It's just one of my most favorite broths. My other favorite broth is the organic bone broth. I'm going to go ahead and add in a cup of it to the traditional, and that's really the biggest part of our recipe. There's one other ingredient you'll see that's a little bit different in this recipe. All right, so we've got that simmered down. You only need 1 cup of liquid. You want to have the least amount of liquid as possible, so you don't scorch, but you just get a good steam on your carrots. Okay, so let's talk about our spices that we love to use. What I love about spices is that they enhance every meal, and I love to get such a deep, rich flavor. But when you're buying spices, organic is really important, and then look for those symbols of non-GMO. Non-GMO just means it's not a genetically modified organism. So it's just a wonderful thing to do for our bodies. We don't want to put things in our bodies, so that's why we go with the organic. We don't want to have pesticides. We really want to have just the best products that we can put into our bodies. So, all right, so this is ready to go. What we want to do is put in our steamer baskets because we're ready to actually steam the carrots, and it's going to absorb all of these wonderful flavors from the liquid that we have. So what I've done is I've got a steamer. I'm going to keep these up elevated. And I have a steamer basket. And what we did is we chopped some carrots. It's really a choice how you want to present them. So I cut them into small discs. But also, I love presenting, depending on how many people you have and what kind of carrots you can find at the store. If you can find the little baby carrots, these make a really pretty presentation on the plate. So I just thought I would show it to you both ways. All right, so we'll pop that in here. And we'll pop that in. And we're going to let this build pressure actually while I finish telling you about the rest of the recipe. Whoops. Make sure we get the right one on. Close your lid. Now, you're going to set if you're doing a pressure cooker, you're going to set your pressure cooker for how tender you like your carrots. Some people like to have them just a little bit, just al dente, you know, a little firmness left in them. And some people like to have them just really really tender. Not mushy, but tender. So what I'm going to do is, the recipe calls for 2 minutes. I'm going to actually set, because I know how I'm going to be using these in a future recipe, I'm going to actually set the InstantPot for 1 minute under pressure. Now, there are lots of recipes that I've seen on the internet that, you know, they say you could do the pressure with the steam, and then you can take a few, 4 minutes and let it be steaming. But it's just as easy to do 1 minute pressure cook, because we still have a few things that we want to do with this recipe. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to hit it for pressure cook, and I need to take it down to 1 minute. And I'm just going to do this. We may get to showing you the rest of the recipe if it doesn't take too long to pressurize. So we're going to go 1 minute on our InstantPots and our meal seed pot. So that's ready. And let me get this one to pressure cook. And let's get this one to 1 minute. Whoops. Pressure for 1 minute, take it down to 1 minute. There we go. There we go. Okay, so they're getting pressurized. They're gonna make sure your lids are closed. They're gonna build up pressure, and they'll cook for 1 minute. So when they're actually finished, what we're gonna do is we'll take the steamer basket out and take the platform that they're on, take those out, and what you're going to do is you're going to add in some, for the vegan, if you're following the vegan recipe, you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of some vegan butter. If you're doing the traditional, I lost the lid to this, but this is G, it's a clarified butter, so you're going to add 2 tablespoons of that in. You're going to also add in here's some just wonderful, wonderful additions. You're going to add in, I think I called for 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. And if you don't have maple syrup, if you don't have a homegrown maple syrup that has no additional additives, you can actually get a local honey. But there are a lot of people who are vegan and vegetarian who don't like to use honey. So if you happen to be that kind of an individual, maple syrup is going to be your best bet. Okay, the last ingredient that you're going to actually use, and again, this one is a hard one to find, so if you don't find it, it's okay, because this is a great substitute. So what I love is this black truffle. It's called a black truffle balsamic, and it's just so beautiful. It has such a wonderful, it'll put a beautiful glaze onto the carrots. But if you don't have that, just go ahead and use an aged balsamic vinaigrette. All right, so once you add that into the sauce, and you take those carrots out, you're going to put it on saute again, and you're going to add those additional ingredients that I just said. You'll stir it around, and you'll let it actually just get down to, oh shoot, that didn't start. I need to get it to start, sorry. I'm so sorry, there we go. It started. I didn't hit the button to start. Anyway, so you're going to get it down just to kind of reduce about half the amount of liquid. And after it's reduced, then you can add back in the carrots and give them a good glaze, and then you're ready to serve them. So when you serve them, there's 2 additional things that you can use when we're going to serve. We're going to serve with a little bit of sesame seed, just sprinkle it on top, and we're going to serve with some extra chives. Just put a little sprinkle on top, and if you don't have chives, you can use some scallions. So look for the pictures later on tonight, and we'll post them so you can see the pictures of how this all comes together. And that's how simple this recipe is. It's just so, so flavorful. So one of the things that I realized that we didn't do, and we can do it when the carrots are done, we're going to just take the lemon peel of the lemon and use our zester, and we'll zest just a little bit on top of the carrots as well. Just gives it such a fresh flavor. And that's it. That's the recipe. All right, everyone. I want to thank you for tuning in today, and I am sending warm wishes for this entire nation. And I know we have people all over the world that watch this show. So if you're in that terrible cold, I'm wishing you just so many warm wishes. I know a few of you have sent me some messages that you've had some extreme cold issues. So I'm just sending, hopefully we're just all going to warm up and thaw out and have a beautiful spring coming soon. So I'll look forward to seeing you on the new showtime, which is going to be Thursday next week. And again, my hope is that we can kind of hit the dinner hour so that we can have some fun cooking in the kitchen. With that, everyone, please have a wonderful, blessed weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.